All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Katherine. I'm going to be guiding you through our 30-minute practice today. We're going to be doing some back work and some shoulder work. I bet our bodies are feeling energized, but also a little bit tired after the last 2 hours. So we're going to get started in extended child's pose in the back of our mat. Bring your knees to the outside edges, toes together. Sit back on your hips and reach forward. Bringing your forehead down to the top of your mat, stretching those fingers forward. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. And just take a second to breathe. Just be here on the mat. Gratitude for all the work that we've done so far together and the little bit of last work that's here to come. We're going to start to build our breath here, coming back to the mat. With every inhale, reach a little farther down, stretching and feeling the tension run up through your shoulders and down your back as you push back on the hips. And we're going to build our Ujjayi breath, which is breath with sound, breathing deep in through the nose and out through the nose. Building it here, deep inhale. And exhale. Push back one more time. Deep inhale. And let it go. Big open mouth exhale. And on your next inhale, come up into a tabletop position. We're going to warm up that spine a little bit. Coming into a cow pose. Sucking in your belly towards the ribs. Keeping your gaze up towards the sky. And exhale, cat pose. Arch your back, suck in the belly towards the rib cage, coming up onto those fingertips. And inhale, cow pose. Beautiful. We're going to take 3 rounds of breath here. So you can do whatever movement feels good in your body at this time, whether it's swinging the hips around, bending into the elbows. Take this time to give your body what it needs, while keeping that breath built. Inhale and deep exhale. Beautiful. Tuck the toes, plant your hands, and we're going to shoot back into a downward dog. Wiggle out here, pressing your heels towards the mat, sending those hips back. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Make it loud. Beautiful, everybody. We're going to look forward, take a step to the front of our mat. Come up into a forward fold. Beautiful. Halfway lift. And then come up into Samastitihi. We're going to do 3 Surya Namaskara Bs. I'm going to be guiding you for the first one, and then we'll do the next 2, one breath, one movement. So we're going to come up into Utkatasana chair pose, bending back, sending the hips, lifting the toes up, and keeping those shoulders away from the ears, looking up. And then swan dive down into a forward fold, bringing the head to the knees. Halfway lift, flat back, lifting up, and then step back, 1, 2, into a chaturanga. Float down, bend at the elbows, lift up into an upward facing dog. And exhale, fold into a downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're going to step the right leg forward between the hands, plant the left foot, shoot up with that right knee bent, eyes looking up. Beautiful. Come down in one breath. Step back, chaturanga, bend at the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Going to take a breath here. Deep inhale. And exhale. Bring that left leg forward, plant it between the hands, step the right foot in, shoot up, eyes forward. Inhale, hang here for a breath, and float down. Beautiful. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to hang here for 5 breaths, so settle into your downward dog. Shooting back through the arms, breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, and breathing for 5. Look forward, step or hop to the front of your mat. Come into a halfway lift. Fold forward, bring your head to your knees. Come up to Utkatasana, eyes forward, standing to Samastitihi. Beautiful, everyone. So now we're going to pick up the pace, moving one breath, one movement, and I'll be counting you along. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, step back 4, 5, upward facing dog, 6, downward facing dog. One movement here, 7, shoot up, 8, plant your hands, 9, upward facing dog.
Just a little slow.
Okay, sorry. 10, downward facing dog. 11, step your left foot forward. Beautiful, come up. And 12, come down. 13, upward facing dog. And 14, downward facing dog. Gonna hang here for 5 breaths. I'll make them slow. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And breathing for 5. Beautiful. Look forward, step to the top, halfway lift, roll forward, head to your knees, come up, Utkatasana 17, and standing at the top of the mat, Samastitihi. We're going to build that flow one more time, and we're going to be going a little slower this time. All right, 1, Utkatasana, 2, forward fold, 3, halfway lift, 4, step back, 5, upward facing dog, 6, downward facing dog, 7, step the right foot forward, plant the hands, hold here, beautiful. In one breath, come down, 8, 9, upward facing dog, 10, downward facing dog, 11, step through, one breath, beautiful. 12, come down into chaturanga. 13, upward facing dog. 14, downward facing dog. Gonna hold here again for 5 breaths. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4, and breathing for 5. Come look forward, step to the top. 15, halfway lift. 16, fold forward. 17, Utkatasana. Then come up into Samastitihi. Great job, everyone. Getting that blood flowing. Beautiful. We're going to come, bring the hands to heart center. Bring arms up, take a little back bend to open up there. Swan dive down. Beautiful, plant or hop. Step back into a chaturanga and take your vinyasa. Beautiful, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna lift the right leg high, open it up, bend at the knee here for a breath. Open up that hip we've been working so hard on, and step through. And we're going to come into Parsvottanasana, intense side stretch. Bring your left foot down, shortening your stance just a little bit, both toes pointed forward. Keep those legs straight. We're going to reach behind for the opposite elbows, or if you're nice and bendy, you can take opposite prayer hands here. We're going to puff up the chest, looking up, and exhale. Pivot on the hips, bringing the nose down to the knee, keeping the gaze forward. And we're going to breathe here for 5 breaths. Lock in on those legs so you feel the stretch through your right side body. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. Lowering with every breath. and breathing for 5. Guys, slowly come up, pivoting at the hips, head last. We're going to take a fun movement here. We're going to open up into Utthita Parsvakonasana, stepping the legs, bent side knee, extended side angle. Going to open up the arms, pivot forward on the hips, rest your right arm down and bring that left hand high, overlooking up. Keep that gaze up towards the fingertips. With every breath, pushing into that right side knee. You should feel this opening up in the right hip flexor and your left side back, keeping that gaze forward. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And breathing for 5. We're going to take a big movement here. You're going to plant your right hand outside the right foot and step off into half moon, lifting that left leg high, left hand towards the sky, gaze following the left hand. Keep the tension in through that leg. You can bend in the right knee if you need it. If you fall out of it, don't worry. You can always just come back in. We're going to breathe here for 3. Breathing for 4. And breathing for 5. We're going to come and land in a warrior 2. Beautiful, everyone. Open up those hips and those arms, keeping the arms at your shoulders, gazing over the fingertips, stretching into that side body. We're going to breathe here for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And breathing for 5. Flip the right hand, swing up into reverse warrior, bending into that right knee and hip. We're going to breathe here for 5 breaths. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3, keeping that gaze up towards the right hand. Breathing for 4. And breathing for 5. Beautiful. Windmill those arms down. Step them on either side of the hand. Step back and take your vinyasa with a floating leg if you'd like. Beautiful. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to hang here for 4 breaths. Come back to that centering. Come back to our Ujjayi breath as our foundation. Breathing for 3. Pressing back into those hands. Breathing for 4. And breathing for 5. Inhale, lift that leg high. Open up the hip flexor, give it a little movement, stretch it out, and step through that left hip foot between the hands. Beautiful. Then we're going to come up into Parsvakonasana, all the way up, knees straight, toes locked and pointed towards the front of the mat, reaching back for opposite elbows. Gaze looking up, puff up the chest, and hinge at the hips, roll downward, bringing the forehead and nose to your left knee. You'll be feeling this up and down your left calf, through the hamstring. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. With every breath, see if you can get a little closer, a little deeper. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And breathing for 5. Now we're going to step out our left foot, step out the right leg. Going to switch around, bend into that left knee. Beautiful. And we're going to take extended side angle, stretch out on that hip, bend the left hand and bring the right arm high overhead. We've done this 10 times today, so everyone should be feeling good.
This must be Rarity's favorite.
Yes. Keep that hand looking up. Beautiful. Try to keep the hips in alignment. Push that right hip back as you push that left foot forward, feeling your right side body open up. We're breathing here for 3. Breathing for 4. And breathing for 5. Look down, plant your left hand outside the foot and launch off into half moon. Bringing that right leg high, flex those toes, bring that right hand up towards the sky. Breathe in for 5. It might feel different on this side, so take what you need to do. You can use a block to help you get into this posture. The goal is really to feel your hips open up and feel the strength along your left calf and thigh. Keep that gaze up towards your fingertips. We're breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And breathing for 5. Step back into Virabhadrasana B, Warrior 2. Beautiful. Make sure you've got the arch of your right foot and left heel of the back in alignment. Leaning into that left side body, arms high, gaze over the fingertips. We're going to breathe here for 4 more breaths. Bend into that left knee, breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And breathing for 5. Bring that right hand down, left hand up, reverse your warrior. Beautiful. Stretch into that left side body. Send your breath down into those ribs and that belly button as it opens up. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And breathing for 5. We're going to pinwheel those arms down between either side of the left foot. Swing it back. Take your vinyasa. Inhale the upward facing dog. Stretch it out through your back. Let's take an extra breath here. Beautiful. And then bend over those toes. Flip back into downward facing dog. Going to hang here for 3 breaths. Feel the strength in your body. Press back into those hands, shooting back through the hips. And then we're going to inhale and step or float through to a seated position. Perfect. We're going to start with Dandasana, which is staff pose, another favorite clearly. Really work out all that spine gunk that we have in there. Take your hands, plant them just behind your booty. Flex your toes, keep your toes pointing to the sky. Sit up straight, beautiful, and then just bring your chin to your chest. Feel that spine open up. Oh, it feels so good. We're going to breathe here for 5 breaths. Keeping that chin in towards the back, sitting up straighter with every breath, feeling it stretch down from the crown of your neck down through your back. 2 more breaths here, everyone. Beautiful. We're going to look up, and now we're going to take Purvottanasana, fish pose. Bring your hands back, just a little stretch. Point the toes, and we're going to shoot up. Sending up through those hips, beautiful. Balancing out all that work we just did in Dandasana, opening up the back. Inhale, send the hips a little higher. We're here for 3 more breaths. Keep the core engaged. Feel it through your arms and your hamstrings. Breathing for 1. And come down. Beautiful. We're going to step through. Take our last vinyasa of class. Step your hands back. Chaturanga, make it good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're going to step through. Bring your feet out to Paschimottanasana A. Bring your feet out, toes high and flexed. Going to sit up straight. Bring your arms up. Inhale. And exhale. Float forward. Hinging at the hips. You can go for your peace fingers around your toes, or you can reach to the bottom of your feet. Feeling this stretch on the back side of your legs, in the middle of your back, working out all those muscles. With every breath, try to get a little deeper, bringing your nose a little closer. We're here for 2 more breaths. Beautiful, everyone. We're going to slowly come out, lift up 1 vertebrae at a time. Head comes last. And now we're going to take Marichiyasana A. So bring your legs here together. Bring in that right foot a few inches from your left thigh. Keep the left toes flexed. We're going to bring our arms, reach forward, take the right arm and wrap it around the right leg, and find a bind here around the back of your body. If you can't do this, you can use a towel, or to get a similar stretch, you can bring your left hand around to open up. And bring your nose to your knee. We're going to be here for 3 more breaths, feeling this open up in the hip flexor and on our upper right back. Breathing for 2. And breathing for 1. Beautiful. Release the bind, come up, bring your right leg forward. And then let's just do a quick little counter stretch here. Bring your right hand back, looking back, forward. Beautiful. All right, coming back to the front, keep those legs out, the legs flexed. Bring in your left foot now this time. A few inches off the right thigh. Sit up straight, arms forward, reach around the left side and look for the left hand with the right fingers. Bringing the gaze down to your knee. This one also might feel a little different on this side, so take any adjustments that you need. We're going to breathe here for 2. Breathe here for 3. Breathe here for 4. Breathing for 5. Excellent, everyone. I'm going to bring out that left leg, toes pointed, and then we're just going to come down 1 vertebrae at a time. Last little bit of work. To the mat. We have 3 breaths here. You can take a happy baby, reaching for the big toes with your fingers, rolling onto the back, working out all the little kinks and all the stuff we just did. You can rock up or down, side to side. And then on your next inhale, bring your legs slowly down and find your Shavasana. Bring your hands by your sides. Release any last little bit of kinks or work. Press your back away and just breathe. Take an inhale all together. And then loud, open mouth, release it. Beautiful. And just come into this space. Hear the leaves rustling in the trees as the breeze comes by. The birds, the running water, the breath, your body moving in one. The outside world may try to push in thoughts, distractions, other things that we have to do with our day today, but come back here. This final time we have together, be present, be here in your body, and I'll bring you back soon. start to come back, bringing some movement into those toes, feeling that breeze on your skin, moving the wrists and fingers around. Take a deep inhale and bring the arms over your head, full body stretch, tensing up every little bit of muscle. And let it go. Yeah, it feels good, don't it? Then tuck in your knees to your stomach and roll forward. Roll into a side position. Beautiful. Into fetal pose. Using your arm as a pillow. Take a deep inhale here and let it go. And push up through here. Excellent. Find a seated position. Keep those eyes closed or the gaze soft, bringing your hands to your knees in the position to receive. Thank you all for letting me guide you on this final bit of our practice together. It was really special. The light and love in me sees the light and love in each and every one of you. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Namaste.
Namaste.